me and my brother played in bands for about 10 years. This was in between 96 and about 06. And during the tail end of that, we got really popular in the industry. We were showcasing for record labels in London. We were doing all that kind of stuff. So this got to about the summer of 2005. And we thought, well, what's to stop us from signing our own record label? The independent music industry, as it is now, did not exist. If you wanted to release a record, it would need to be through a record label, and there was absolutely no other way of doing it. So you had to release a CD. You couldn't get into shops unless you had a distributor. You couldn't get a distributor unless you had a label. Really didn't know what the hell we were doing. We just knew we got something to offer people, they like it, let's just see how far we can push it. Being raised in that working class council estate background, you know that you have to fight for absolutely everything you ever get. But also you know that if you do gain something, you've gained it for yourself. Yeah, I mean, we had 3 businesses at the same time. There was the music, there was computer repair, and there was bouncy castles. We used to have this flyer that we got printed up on the very, very cheap. And we take it around our local council estates, putting the flyer through the door. One half said, Dancing Harry's Bouncy Castles, part of the Ditto group, with the phone number on it. On the flip side, it said Ditto Computing Limited, we'll fix your computer. And on the website, I had a different phone number, but all 3 numbers went to the same phone. We'd answer the phone and say, hello, Ditto. And depending on what they said next, we'd either fix their computer, rent them Bouncy Castle, or release their single. Then, a lot of it was just seeing what the majors, apart from what they're doing to us, but what they're doing to artists' careers. According to major labels, an artist is a commodity. How many tracks do we get in the top 40? Because it is still to this day about market share. And if the artists don't perform as well as the label thinks they will, then they get canned, or even worse, they get shelved and they're still signed, but they can't do anything. And remembering how much of our whole being we put into being an artist, being a musician, not because we were after the money, it's because something we wanted to do. We wanted to escape from our crappy lives in Birmingham on the estate. We thought, this is our one ticket out. Artists have shown this kind of golden ticket to this is how you can have a better life and stuff, not realising they have as much validation as a can of beans on a factory line with some people. We just try and be as transparent as we can be. We don't take on acts we know we can't succeed with. I mean, if you're a pop act, if you're the next Lewis Capaldi, yes, go to a major, please. If you're an upcoming grime act, then yeah, most of the time, you're probably better off with Ditto. An idea we've toyed with for many, many years is like, we released Ed Sheeran's first single back in like 2009 or 10 or something stupid, before the 18. What would happen if you had shares in that single? And with NFT and with the blockchain technology, that stuff makes it possible. So with the NFT thing, but also adding in a digital currency into it, then that means that basically you could have bought 0.1% of that Ed Sheeran song, and now it would be worth £1 bazillion. So because that's tied to a currency, because that's tied to exchanges where they have a real value that can go up and down, it means that it's just like having stocks and shares. So you can buy stocks and shares in artist songs. But if you can have something that increases in value, but also if you think about if it increases in value, that also goes back to the artist as well. So it means that they can sell shares in their own songs before it even comes out. Do they need massive advances from record labels when they can sell their upcoming merch or album or just a track on an NFT, raise money for it in the same way as you would have an IPO, an ICO or whatever, and then people can buy shares in it, and then the artist gains the money from that, their share value goes up, so they keep getting royalties from that, plus everything else comes with it, and the fans also get something back as well. From coffee shop to blockchain to an NFT exchange, the two are completely linked because they have the same ethos and mission, which is to empower independent artists in very different ways, but that's always been the goal, and everything we do will be tied to that, to empowering independent music.